Let me start with something uncomfortable. Most people, and I mean most people, are not bad with money. Here's the thing, they're following rules. And unfortunately, they're following rules that were never designed to help them win. So if you've ever felt like you did everything you were told, you worked hard, you saved money, you avoided the big mistakes, and yet you still feel behind, you still have all this stress, and you're uncertain about the future, this episode is going to be for you. So today, I want to talk to you about the five biggest lies we were told about money. And I know we live in a world of conspiracy theories. This is not about conspiracy theories. These are cultural lies. These are well intentioned and advice that sounds responsible, but quietly keeps us stuck. And once you see them, you will not be able to unsee them. So let's get into it. So here's the thing, I'm not here to shame anyone. I want to say that up front. I believe these lies myself. Most of us did because they were taught by parents with well intentions, schools, again, well intentions, and even some financial institutions that also meant well. But good intentions don't equal good outcome. So here's the thing, we've all heard this one. Number one, work hard and everything will work out. This is probably the most dangerous lie of all. Hard work matters, okay? But hard work is not going to get you where you want to go. Discipline matters, character matters, but hard work without money system in place, it just means you work harder inside a broken framework. Stressful, but again, that's still a lie. Plenty of people work incredibly hard and still live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're lazy. You know how I feel about Americans, okay? They're not lazy, but because income alone doesn't create stability. It's just money coming in. That's income coming in. That's not going to be stability. Money needs structure. You don't win financially by effort alone. You win by taking that money that's coming in and then directing effort into the buckets that we talked about in my last podcast. The right buckets, the right timelines, and then making the right decisions. Hard work, that's that engine that moves everything, keeps everything moving. But systems are the steering wheel which direct you to the right places to go. Without the steering wheel, you just burning fuel. So working hard doesn't make you financially secure. Working with the system does. Lie number two, saving money is the same as building wealth. Now this one's gonna sting a little bit, but just bear with me. Saving money is very important, but saving money is not a wealth strategy. Saving, that you're on the defense, okay? You're moving in, it's very defensive. Wealth building is intentional and forward thinking and forward moving. You're looking at the future. Okay. Savings account. What is it going to do? It's going to protect you from those emergencies. It does not create long-term financial independence though. Here's the uncomfortable truth. That word that's out there, inflation, it quietly punishes you with your money that's going into savings account. It's going to move up. It's going to move up. It's inflation. All things continue to grow, even inflation. So if all you do is save, you're playing a losing battle. You're not winning. Wealth comes from how money moves. Okay. Now here's the one. Here's the thing. Think about this. When money is moving, whether it's putting it in real estate, gold and silver, cryptocurrency, even in the stock market, putting money somewhere, it's moving in and out, moving, growing. If it's just sitting in a savings account, inflation is going to chip away at it. So wealth comes from how money moves, not from where money sits. Okay. So people confuse safety with progress. And I know a lot of times when we get into these situations, we feel like, okay, I got all this money over here in the savings account and I can see it, it's safe. You're losing money. They are not the same thing. Safety and progress are not the same thing. You need both in order for this system to work. All right, take a deep breath, okay? Getting into number 3. Debt is always bad. I know there's some people out there that says that, you know, there's good debt, bad debt. But here's the thing, debt is always bad. Not all debt is equal though, okay? Debt is bad, but not all debt is equal. Let's talk about that consumer debt. So consumer debt, that feeds that lifestyle, okay? Things we want to do, things we want to get done, okay? Having fun, but there's no return on that. That is destructive, okay? Buying cars, clothes, new phones, all the cool stuff, that is very destructive. I'm not saying you can't do that, but in some of my other classes, I talk about how you can do that. But strategic debt, used intentionally, can accelerate growth when managed correctly. That's when we're getting into that real estate. That's when we're starting to invest our money in different places. That's completely different, okay? That's not destructive at all. There's potential return there. The problem, here's the problem, most people are never taught the difference. They're unfortunately taught fear, okay? Debt is bad, debt is bad, debt is bad, okay? Again, it's all about which type of debt it is. Fear sounds responsible, but it often keeps people from learning how money actually works. The goal here is not zero debt. That's not the goal. The goal is control, cash flow, rental property, and clarity. Avoiding all debt doesn't make you financially wise. Understanding debt does. Okay, let me say that again. Avoiding all debt, you're not going to be wise with that. But when you understand how debt operates, and there's 2 types, that's going to make you very wise. You're going to move a lot faster than the average person. So being debt free doesn't automatically make you financially secure. Remember that. Being debt free does not automatically make you financially secure. Having no systems in place will. Okay, number 4. If you make more money, money problems go away. I'll say that one again. If you make more money, money problems are going to go away. Not true. This lie traps high earners very quietly. And it also traps us because it takes away a lot of our time. You know, we can go from one job, jumping into another job, thinking I got more income coming in, so all my issues are going to go away. It's not necessarily true. More income is just going to amplify your current behaviors. It doesn't fix it. It just makes them more. If your system is broken at $50,000, it's still going to be broken at $100,000. It's just, you're going to have nicer problems, but you're going to have more stuff, but the system's still going to be broke. I've seen people double their income and feel just as stressed, sometimes more, okay? Because you got more stuff. Because money without clarity is going to create more pressure on you. Think about it like this. Income is one lever, okay? It's not the solution. Structure always comes first. Once you take that income, and if you add another income and another income, it's just more money coming in. You're still going to have the same issue. When you take those 3 different incomes and now you have a structure applied to those 3 different incomes, now that's going to bring some clarity to you. Okay, and this is the last one. Deep breath, okay? Money is just math. That's all it is. This might be the biggest lie no one talks about, okay? It's not math. It's not numbers coming in, numbers going out. Money is a lot more than that. Money is emotional. Money touches our deepest inner fears, our identity, how we feel about ourselves, okay? Relationships, especially if you're married with kids, okay? And a big one that all of us crave is security. Money is so much more than just numbers. That's why smart people, you know, they still make bad money decisions, because money decisions are rarely logical in the moment. They're emotional. Okay, we see a new car and we get the new car. We've spent 7 years paying it off, and as soon as it's paid off, we probably should keep the same car, but we feel like we just did all of this stuff and we deserve a new car. It's emotional, something we feel like we deserve. Guess what? We've been making the same payment. We're gonna go get a brand new car because I can manage that same payment. Doesn't make any sense. It's not logical, but emotionally thinking about it, hey, I want the new car. I'm gonna get the new car. So if money was just math, financial stress wouldn't destroy marriages. Okay, that is one of the biggest discriminators when it comes to marriages. If your marriage is gonna make it, is your money. Understanding your behavior matters as much as understanding numbers. So here's the thing: you don't fix money problems by memorizing formulas. You fix them by building systems that work even when your emotions are high, even when people are pissed off, even when people don't get what they want to get. You have those systems in place and you start following those systems, guess what? Emotions don't matter because you're following a proven system. So here's the thing. What's the real takeaway here? Most people don't need more motivation because people work hard already. People are getting it in. They need better frameworks. They don't need to hustle harder. They don't need more jobs. They need clarity. They don't need to be ashamed or feel bad about these decisions that they're making. They need education that actually fits into their real life. So once you stop believing these lies, money starts to feel calmer. It's not going to be perfect, but calmer, and calm is where good decisions live. So here's the call to action. This is what I want you to do. If this episode helped you, see money differently, do me a favor, okay? Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. And I break this down step by step in the future episodes and in the free resources linked below. This channel is all about building peace, all about building that clarity and confidence with money. And when people ask me about my book, well, the book, again, that was written about relationships, because if your relationships are bad, you can just forget this whole thing about money, because it doesn't matter how much money you have if your relationships are broke. Understanding money, having confidence with money, it's not about being hyped up, okay? It's not about feeling good because you have all of this money coming in. Remember it. Your money is tied to so many different things other than just numbers. So thanks for being here. God bless, and I'll see you in the next episode, and let's continue to get that financial freedom.